I'm going to show you how to quickly fix the door handles on your C6 Corvette so it opens nice and smooth like that when you touch it, because I know previously I've had problems with it before where you could squeeze on it and the door wouldn't open. So now what I've done, instead of replacing the part, which seems everybody does, I'll show you a quick way to fix it, and it only takes probably about 5 minutes. First thing we're going to start with is by removing this handle. There's 2 Phillips screws which are located here and here, and this is all the tools you're going to need. 2 Phillips screwdriver, a little tiny flathead, and I use some 600 grit sandpaper. So basically you undo the screws, which I've already done. It's just easier to do it with 2 hands, and then you just pull the handle out. It comes out, and as you can see, it's just attached here with a little clip, and obviously easier with 2 hands. And you just pull it off, and then what you're going to do is you're going to take these screws apart in the back. This just pops off of here. Just like that. You're going to end up with 2 pieces, and so you're going to take out these 6 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're going to take out the 6 screws. You remove those 6 screws, and the pieces just separate, just like that. Flip it over. Remember, I've already done this one, but I'll show you again. Okay, so what happens is these terminals in here, they end up corroded. You'll see them green. They kind of look like this black area back here, which isn't good. So I'm going to clean this up. I've already done this and it works great. I was just trying it. So I'm going to clean these up with a little bit of the 600 grit sandpaper, and then I'll show you the next steps after that. So here's what it looks like now. So basically, I've cleaned it up. It's a little shinier now. It gets better conducting of electricity now. It'll conduct a lot easier. So the corrosion on it is what's causing part of the problem. It's not all of it. The next part of the problem is this. So on the interior part, there's a little part here that comes out. So on this part, all these little tabs, see how they're up? Even the little tiny ones? What happens is these all get squished down over time when you're pushing on the door. And what happens is they flatten out. When they start flattening out, it's harder to make contact. You squeeze in, and it's still not making contact. So basically what you got to do is you got to bend these little tabs up. So all I do is I use a little screwdriver, and I just bend each one of these little tabs up a bit, and just each one of them up a bit, the large ones up. So what you're going to want is you're going to want the larger tabs higher than the lower tabs. I don't know if you can focus in on that. So you want the larger tabs higher. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tweak this one a little bit, because I've been using this a little bit. It's kind of wearing down, and I'll show you what it looks like after. Okay, so here's what it looks like after. So basically what it is all the little tabs are lower than the bigger tabs, but they're all kind of up on an angle now. So I don't know if you can see all that. And obviously I gave these a little sanding too, clean them up a bit. Be very careful when you're bending the tabs up that these little rubber pieces don't come out of there. So you're gonna have to hold it. If they do, they're very difficult to get back in. You can get them in, but they're very difficult. Okay, so just be careful of those. I broke one off here and there, but it still holds together pretty good. Now what you do, you put it all back together. So basically that goes in there just like that. This will pop in here just like that. Again, it's easier with 2 hands. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put the screws in the bottom of it. So I'll show you how to do that in a sec. I'm just going to clean it up a bit, put it together. So here it is with all the screws back in. Basically it's pretty straightforward to do that. You're going to take it now and you're going to connect it back up. So usually what I do is when I take stuff apart, I clean everything, I clean all around it. Even this, I cleaned it up a bit and wiped it down because I like to keep things shiny and new as best I can. A little terminal here, cleaned it up a little bit. Basically, if you want, you could put a little electrical grease inside of here for the connectors in there as well. And then you just basically put it back together. Again, easier with two hands. Put it in, and you'll find it works great. So basically, I'll put it back together. I'll put the cover on, which is the two screws that go in here. And I'll show you how it works. Here it is here. It's all back together now. Basically, before what it was is everybody knew, grab the handle and you squeeze it a couple times and it wouldn't open. Now you just touch it and it opens. You can just press it with even one finger and it opens. Just one finger, no problem. It takes no effort now. It's like brand new. You can touch it anywhere you want and it's easy. So hope that helps you. Helped me a lot doing it. Look for new posts from me. I'm going to be doing everything on a C6 Corvette. So there'll be lots of stuff I have to show you guys. Hope this helps you out. Take care.